If you're not voting for yourself or anybody on your team and you had to vote for somebody else, just as a basketball fan,
I'd probably say James.
what is it about him that's different than Russell Westbrook as far as value?
Probably not much of his value. It's just you got to have to reward, the better team, I would think, record-wise, as it's kind of gone in the history of the MVP award. So I think James would probably edge him out just off of that.
Has anyone told you that Curry shared his opinion that it should be Harden because of where the Rockets are in the standings?
I don't care. No matter what he say. Who is he?
Who is he, Max Kellerman? What are you making of Westbrook's comments right there?
I actually take it literally, like, who's he? He doesn't determine this sort of thing. But of course, there's also another level to it, which is Westbrook, who may be the most competitive guy in all of sports. I mean, that actually may be holding him back in a way from being an even better player, because he feels this responsibility to pull it all, because if not, maybe they don't win, but he knows he can trust himself. Now, they're not built perfectly around him either. Maybe he can't trust his teammates in the sense that he's not exactly surrounded by shooters. But he is so next level, insanely competitive, which is why I love him, that he hears someone going at him, especially a media darling. It's not going to sit well with him, especially when the guy he used to run with is now on that media darling's team. And look at how Westbrook has responded recently to the talk which shifted from, in recent weeks, well, it's really close between Westbrook and Harden. Probably Westbrook will win MVP, too. It's really close. Probably Harden will win MVP. What's the difference? That Harden's team is winning. How has Westbrook responded? Not only by dropping ridiculous triple-doubles, but by winning. Like last night on the road at Toronto, one of the elite Eastern Conference teams. I mean, Westbrook is just insanely competitive and rises to the challenge, perceived and otherwise, and he took this one as a shot at him, and he's responding.
Well, I think it's, first of all, let's give credit where credit is due. Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder have won 4 straight. We talked about him, dropping in the MVP race because of the elevation of Kawhi when the Oklahoma City Thunder were losing basketball games. Ever since then, they've won 4 straight. So he's re-elevated himself back into the picture between him and James Harden, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm still a James Harden dude because they're 8 games better and because Houston overall has looked better with James Harden doing what he's doing, whereas Russell Westbrook has carried this franchise on his back. What I would say that I took directly from Russell Westbrook, Max, in terms of his direct response to Steph Curry, is that he considers Steph Curry one of the luckiest dudes in the world. Yes, Steph Curry could shoot. And last year, he's the reigning 2-time league MVP. And last year, he was absolutely sensational and phenomenal and all of this other stuff. But I think Russell Westbrook's one of those dudes that finds himself looking at Steph Curry and say, how lucky can you be? Look at the team you're playing with. Look at the people that you're playing. Look at who you call your teammates. Look at what I have to deal with. Could you come to Oklahoma City and carry this load the way that I'm carrying this load for us? The answer is hell no. As great as I think Steph Curry is, he is a superstar. He is box office, and he is the greatest shooter that I've ever seen because of his ability to shoot off the dribble, off balance, from any place on the court, as opposed to being a set shooter or a catch-and-shoot shooter and being limited to that. Steph Curry could not carry a team on his back the way that Russell Westbrook has done this year.
No, but I agree with that analysis, and I agree also Westbrook's right back in the MVP.
Then what's the but?
Maybe even the leader. Well, Steph could not carry a team the way Westbrook is carrying it right now. That is true. But put Steph on last year's Thunder team instead of Westbrook.
Fair.
Now, it's not like Westbrook's never played with anyone. Put Steph on a team with Durant and Ibaka and Adams and others, and maybe they even do better than the Thunder did last year. Horses for courses. So, no, he can't do it all by himself. In terms of one-on-one kind of analysis and weighing each player, in most eras, maybe even including this one, Westbrook is the better player. But it's not played one-on-one. It's played 5-on-5 with a bench, team chemistry, long haul. And in terms of that, especially in this era, where the way Steph plays is especially valued, maybe even though Westbrook should be the better player, he's not.
Well, listen, here's the deal. Yes, you're right. The sport is played 5-on-5. And yes, you're right. Steph Curry probably is better. Without question, he is better in terms of a team construct. We understand that. But everybody doesn't have the luxury of playing with the team that Steph Curry has played with. So you are correct when you ask the question, what if Steph Curry was playing with Kevin Durant in Oklahoma City last year? You're right, there's no disputing that. But what I'm saying is we can't ignore individuality and the potency of it, because most teams in the NBA have to rely on the superstar talent of a guy because they don't have the team to put around them.
But Stephen A., not last year, that's the point. The reason
I agree with that. I said
thought
I agree.
experiment is Westbrook had that squad last year. Like, you're right, not everybody's as lucky as Steph, but we saw that Western Conference Finals last year. I saw you at Game 7. We were both there, and what we saw was a more talented team,
Max Kelly.
bigger, faster, more talented team lose to a team that played a little better together.
Max Kellerman, I understand that you want the camera time because your suit looks sharp and you got a nice haircut and all of that stuff. You're looking great.
Thank you very
but
much.
you got to take a moment to listen. I told you I agree with you on that point. Did you not hear me tell
Yes,
you
but you
I
also
agree?
said not everyone has the
You're
luxury.
Right.
But your point is also that Westbrook is thinking not everyone has the luxury of playing on a team the way Steph does.
Right.
And my point is last year Westbrook kind of had that luxury.
But last year, clearly, there were some things going on in Oklahoma City that we
Maybe that
have
had to do
talked
with
about
Westbrook.
periodically over the last year.
But I don't
Wrap
know
it
if
up,
we can
gentlemen.
separate that out, because that's what we're talking about. That there's something in
Go ahead,
Westbrook
Molly.
that's so
You're the boss.
insanely competitive, maybe it's counterproductive.
Who is he? I love me some good trash talk there with that assassin mentality. You know who else has that mentality? That would be Adrian Peterson. He leaves the Vikings as one of the best backs of all